Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the debate for the AMAC chairman. Please, can you alert your other class members for them to be here? And for the candidates, please indicate with a show of hands, like I did mine, so that we can know you and give you co-host function, and the debate can kick off. You're all welcome. Okay, I expect that we're supposed to have 7 candidates, and I'm just seeing 3 hands up. Where is the candidate for PDP? Emmanuel Michael. And then the candidate for NRM, Cherish Victory. Candidate for NNPP, Abib Wale. Okay, I can see your show of hands. APCA, Babatunde Taylor. I can see yours. AAC, Moses Brown Okori. If the 3 candidates are not here within a minute, they will be disqualified.
Moses Brown, you're a candidate. Please raise your hands up so they can make you co-host.
Yeah, for those struggling to get the raised hand icon, just go to the bottom of your page. You'll see the 3 dots on the more, above more. Click on it. Sorry, it's on the reaction rather. Reaction, then click on the raised hands. Thank you. Moses Brown Okore, we are waiting for you to raise your hand. Thank you.
Hi, Alatumbo. Please can you give me the host function? Thank you. I assume Cherish is not here. Cherish Victory, the candidate for NRM, so she is officially disqualified. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Alatumbo. Okay, so I'll make all the candidates co-hosts so that when it's your time to speak, you can unmute and answer your question. Okay, great. So I'll be doing this with Maureen. Maureen, you pick the candidates that will go first in random order, and then they will answer their question. So please pick the first candidate.
Okay. Moses from Labour Party.
Okay. We have two Moses here.
Labour Party Moses. Labour Party.
Okay. Moses from Labour Party, you have 2 minutes to please introduce yourself and talk about your aspiration.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I believe you can all hear me. My name is Moses Datugum, the candidate for Labour Party. Moses Datugum is a human resource expert, also a certified project manager with extensive business consultation and management experience. And it's some of this experience that I've garnered over the year across businesses that I intend to bring on board if elected as the chairman for the Abuja Municipal Area Council. My party is focused on 3 major things: majorly progress, inclusivity, and sustainable development. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Moses. Maureen, the next candidate, please.
Babatunde Taylor from ABGA.
Okay, Babatunde, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Babatunde Taylor, contesting under the platform of the ABGA party for the post of the chairmanship of Abuja Municipal Council. I'd like to say it's an honor and a privilege to have this. I've been selected to represent my party as a flag bearer for this post. I currently am working, but first and most importantly, I'm a resident of Abuja, precisely in the city of Wagwa. Now, I would love to represent and comfort as the chairman because I have stayed in this community for the past few years and I've seen that there has been a lot of talk and no action. The party that has been in power for the past few years have said a lot and done nothing. And going by the philosophy of my party, we have an all-inclusive Nigeria that belongs to everyone and everyone needs a representation. And we believe that the grassroots is the closest home to where these people are. And I have decided to take up this challenge to raise these people up, to bring the governance to their doorstep, to their very home. And I humbly ask for everyone's vote here because we know the problems. We live with these people. We see the problems. I'm not about to start reading so many philosophies, so many qualifications because I believe that it's a hands-on job now. I have a track record of serving in different positions. And I believe that if given this chance and this opportunity, I'll raise Abuja Municipal Council to be the envy of other municipal councils within Abuja and the envy in Lagos and the whole of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Babatunde. Next candidate, Maureen.
Emmanuel Michael, PDP.
Okay, Emmanuel Michael, please go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can you please hear me? Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel Michael. Basically, I'm a graduate of Chemical Engineering, University of Uyo. Primarily a software developer. Okay, beyond beyond work, I'll come back to this, but beyond work, I love to play chess, Scrabble. Somehow it helps me think. Now, a lot of question is, why do I even like chess? Because to a lot of people, it's a very boring game. But for me, I see chess as a way where, as a system where we come to how, to understand how the world works. Yes, how the world works, where we have the pawns, the bishop, the king, the queen. Now, I grew up in Abuja. I was born and bred in Abuja, and I live in Abuja. And I see that a lot of us as citizens, we work as the pawn in a chessboard, whereby the politicians and every other person out there that have been in this system over time keep using us as pawns to achieve their own goals and keep enriching themselves. But this is me, a different politician, making us understand that I'm not here to make the citizens pawns. I'm here to make this team come to a point where they are also queens and kings. Now, we have a lot of challenges in Abuja as we can reckon with, so many, ranging from electricity, inclusiveness for the different sectors, security, and the what have you. So I'm here to actually come up with a system where these things are tackled in the easiest and most possible systems. Everything can work if we decide to do our work. So this is me presenting myself under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as the chairman of Abuja Municipal Area Council. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Next candidates.
Abib from NNPP.
Okay, Abib, please go ahead.
All protocol are well and duly observed. Like they always say, that service to humanity is the best gift of life. My name remain my humble self, Abib Wale Assis, a graduate of political science in the Premier University of Ibadan, the first and the best university. When it comes to my aspiration under the platform of New Nigeria People Party, my aspiration is born out of my selfless service to humanity. One thing I have identified is that there are issues. And how do we change the narrative? Someone must come up with the good intention about in order to change the system. And I already understand the problems. I've made findings about the problem. And one thing that I know is that we cannot change the system outside the system, like our leader, Kunle Lawan, used to say. We have to get involved. And I understand that, but one thing that we are lacking, our people are lacking, is apathy to governance, because they don't really believe in governance in game. And my aspiration is born. It's not about me, it's about the generality of Abuja residents, in order to make them feel that sense of belonging, that we are practicing democracy. Democracy is the government of the people. How do I am part of the people, I already know the problem that is residing with us. That's what brought my aspiration that we need a new Nigeria. A new Nigeria can be possible if you, like many people, come together to support a candidate with the right ideology. And my party ideology, which is New Nigeria People Party, is about equality for all, irrespective of who you are, whether you are rich or you are poor. Everybody deserves to be treated equally. And there are many challenges we are facing as far as this resident is concerned. Number one challenge is that we have been passing.
You have 30 seconds more.
Okay, I will round up by saying that I will need your support. It's not about me, it's about us. Let's do it, and together we can change the narrative. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Abib Wale.
Moses Brown from AAC.
Good evening, constituents. Can we hear?
Yes, we can hear you.
My name is Architect Moses Okuri. I'm an architect practicing in Doha, Qatar, and also an expert in the area of sustainable construction techniques. Okay, so I am privileged to be the flag bearer for my party, which is the AAC, that's African Action Congress. So we can all agree that we are a product of our collective and individual experiences, which is all garnered from the environment that we live and came up in. So, and let's get it straight. Governance at the local is one of those topics that we could easily write off as boring or important in the sense that it can be boring to say that regardless of its performance at the local level, it is not popular enough for people to notice it. However, it is important to say that its settings and framework goes a long way to affect the lives of the individuals living within the constituent and as well as the circular economy within the constituent. That is why if I am voted into office, that my government or my administration is going to focus on infrastructure development as for one of the major issues with the ease of doing business and as well as the quality of life.
You have 30 seconds more.
Traffic. Because of the population explosion, we have a lot of people coming to town and the facilities are being overwhelmed by this new population. We can see the new ban that happened in the UK. And infrastructure development, social welfare and empowerment, and as well as environmental sustainability through creating physically healthy environments and as well as investing in spaces that would upgrade the life of people by planting trees.
Thank you so much, Moses Brown. Your time is up. Maureen, you were saying something? Okay. Maureen, were you saying something? I can't hear you. Okay, thank you all for the introduction.
Samuel taking his introduction.
Samuel, I think Samuel has. Samuel, have you?
I've not mentioned, I just mentioned his name now.
Okay, Samuel, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Samuel Odukumaya, and I'm a graduate of Plant Science and Biotechnology from Adekunle Ajasin University. And with these, I have an experience as a project manager at Global Environmental and Ecological Alert Initiatives, where I have initiated and executed several projects in Abuja Municipal Area Council that has benefited a lot of citizens, like the Zero Plastic Project, and also Say No to Open Defecation Project in Amak. And currently, I'm the CEO of Expose Technologies Limited. I am the flag bearer for African Democratic Congress in this forthcoming election for the chairmanship of Amak in FCT Abuja. The core values of our party is entrenched in equity, inclusion, transparency, accountability, and leadership. And my vision for the residents of Amak is to bring in all these values and inculcate them in everything that this administration is going to be doing. I have identified some challenges in the region of Amak, such as environmental sustainability problem and equity in governance, and then in education. If you go to some schools in Abuja, especially in Amak, you'll be shocked to see the state at which the pupils and the students in some schools are receiving classes. There are so much lack of facilities in several LEA schools in some regions in Amak, in some wards, and you begin to wonder, is this also under Abuja? Because there is no equity in governance and the distribution of good governance in Amak. All right, sir. So my aim for the people of Amak is to bring in equity in governance and to make sure that every resident, regardless of their locations, enjoy good governance wherever they are in the land of Abuja. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you all for your introduction. Right now, we'll be going to the next phase of the debates. I want to implore you to all switch on your cameras. When you're making a campaign, you're supposed to show your faces. But if you're not able to, maybe because of where you are, then it's fine. but you're supposed to switch on your camera so that the people you're campaigning to can connect with you. All right, thank you. I'll be handing over to Chalia. Chalia, please go ahead and ask the questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you for the privilege and opportunity to host the debate. So we'll be going right straight into the questions, and our employee, we all use at least 1 minute each to answer all questions given. So I'm going to pick a particular party and then we go around with a question. So I'm starting with the candidates of the ADC. How many wards in total do we have in AMAC, and how do you plan to carry all of them along?
Thank you for that question. We currently have 12 wards in AMAC, and which are headed by 12 councillors. So how I want to carry them along is to bring together all these councillors and make sure that we work hand in hand to make sure the vision for this administration is achieved. The councillors for AMAC form the legislative arm of this council. So I am open and I'm willing to work with them hand in hand to understand their points, their grievances, their whatever the issues they are facing in each of their councils, and make sure that all are being tackled and all are being taken care of. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, thank you very much. That was fast. So I will be moving to the candidate of the Labour Party. Please, the question moves straight to you also.
Hello, Moses. Your time has started counting. Are you there?
Okay, thank you. I think we have 12 wards in AMAC, and our party. Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Moses.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Moses, it seems you have a network challenge. Maybe you could join back. But we can hear you if you can hear me.
Can anybody hear? Okay. Okay, fine. So I was saying that we have a total of 12 wards in AMAC, and okay, so we have a total of 12 wards in AMAC, and as the major, one of the major pillars of our council.
Charlie, please move on to the next candidate.
Okay, Labour Party, I don't know, since your network is out, so we'll just move forward. So we have the candidate of the NN. Please, can you answer the question? Thank you very much.
NNPP.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, we have 12 wards all together in FCT. And you asked about how we intend to carry everyone along. For my 3-point agenda, number 1 agenda is how to include citizens. Everyone must be involved. That's why I say it is not about me, it is about us. And this is a mechanism I intend to put in place by having town hall meeting constantly. The moment we are having town hall meeting, there will be kind of close relationship, close rapport with the grassroots and the government official. That town hall meeting is a mechanism I want to use to get to them in order to give them. There are many myths about local government. There are many myths people have been having. We have to start correcting those kind of misinformation and apathy. The moment we start having at least once in every month, we can, or once in 2 months, we'll be having town hall meeting. Through town hall meeting, we get their opinion, they will share their problem. From there, we start taking necessary action. And at the same time, at that level, there will be committee, there will be some set of committee that will be
30 seconds more.
There will be committee. I will set up a committee. Our administration will set up a committee that will make all those traditional chiefs. We are going to get them involved, including religious leader. By that, we are going to be.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Though seems your network reached up. So I'll be moving on to the next question, and I will first of all address this to the candidate of the ADC. So in your campaign promise, you made mention of primary schools and how you intend taking care of it. Please, can you expatiate and shed more light on that? Thank you very much.
Thank you for that question. So actually, where I understand, I came across this challenge when I was serving in Abuja in 2018-2019. We went to several earlier schools in some wards in Abuja, and we realized that the state of those schools are nothing to write home about. We actually, from my CDS in Zone 6 in Hamak here, we actually have to contribute money to supply chairs to some schools in some schools in inner wards in Abuja, because we realize that most of the development in Abuja is focused to some wards like the city center, like Gwarimpa, like Wuse, like the big or let's say the urban center of Amak. But when you talk about Orozo, Karishi, Jiwa, Jiu, all those rural areas in all these places, what has the chairman or the current and the past administration of Amak done to these people in terms of education? How have they bettered the lives of these pupils, these students? How have they enabled easy learning or facilitate conducive environment for learning for these people? It is all these things I want to address, and I want to make sure I tackle to make sure that all pupils in schools and students in all secondary schools have a conducive learning environment to assimilate whatever they are being taught. And this is how I aim to tackle these challenges. To
30 seconds more.
Yeah, to visit all these LEA schools and to make sure that facilities are being given and being implemented for easy learning for all students. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. So I'll be moving on to the next party candidates, that is the PDP. So we have 12 wards in Amak, as it said. How do you plan or intend to carry on all those wards together?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. We have 12 wards, as we have earlier stated, and these 12 wards actually have 12 councillors. Now, it is technically impossible as the Amak chairman to be able to reach out to all those wards at the same time and give them equal attention. It's going to be technically impossible. It's going to be a heinous task rather. So to carry these wards along, the easiest way is to go through their councillors. Now, if their councillors can, in their own way, go down to the roots, because every system has the way it works. So the wards have councillors. Now the councillors have direct access to me being the chairman. So what I would do is I would liaise more with the councillors, make sure they are doing what they need to do and practically put them on their toes to do what they need to do. Now it's high time we moved government from being a centralized system where everything comes from one person. One person has to be the one to control everything, which is actually a wrong system. So I would allow the 12 councillors to do their work, have media pallies with their members of their wards, have constant media interactions and physical interactions with their members of their wards. And then I constantly have meetings with these councillors to be able to get feedbacks on what is going on in their wards. That way, I'm able to keep touch with the 12 wards and get to know what is happening and get every single information I need. Because if, as the AMAC chairman, I want to go myself directly to have to work in these wards, that would eventually discourage the art of freehand management. Freehand management actually helps in running a system a little effortlessly, such that you don't have to do everything yourself. The councillors, you enable them, give them the strength, giving them the willingness, do everything they would need, give them the powers they would need to effectively do their work in their wards. That way you can now connect, I can now connect with the councillors, and then every information works fine, and then the words are moved together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Your time is actually up. So the candidate of the APGA, the same question applies to you, and then AAC will go next. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone, once again. Basically, how I will address this question, how I will address, tackle this issue of the 12 words functioning simultaneously. I'll take it from, I have 12 words and I'll base each of the words strengths. Now, I have Karo, I have Nyanya, these and Wuse. I will put them in a group. I will group them, sectionalize them based on what they generate and how they function, and work with each of these groups step by step. Now, those that have more potentials, like Kara, I was trying to give an example, has a very large market, and so does Nyanya with the parks. I'll work with the parks and parks and services department, along with the market services department, to be able to achieve those goals, those particular issues that are common and vital to those people. I won't just use a blanket system of saying everybody needs roads, everybody needs, no. Each local government, each ward has its own individual peculiarities. And I will try to group them, as I said, according to those peculiarities and address those issues, coming together and functioning that way. Thank you very much.
Okay, the candidate of AAC.
So the method in which I would use in uniting or ensuring that all 12 wards within the AMAC constituency functions in tandem and sync efficiently is to ensure that, as we all know, they say different strokes for different folks. It means to say my issues that might be peculiar to me would be something you find funny. And if you look at areas like, say, Gwagwa and Karu, what they experience in those areas are way more different than what you would find in, say, like the CBD or Garki or Wuse. Like, for instance, I'll give an analogy. In the CBD areas, one of the major issues they have is at peak periods, their traffic. While if you go to those other areas, you find that at each point in time, there are always traffic. So if I was to bring up a generic template and say, oh, there's traffic in the city, and try to apply it on both places, we'll find out that if we put in the same amount of effort, like we might see results in the more open areas, but we might just see subliminal results in the far off area, that's the remote areas. So what my government is trying to do is to get all councillors that are heading these 12 wards and then get their unique and individual problems and tackle it as what it is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So we're giving 2 minutes for each answers to every question. So moving ahead, the next question: how do you tend to solve this security situation in your municipal area? I'm directing this question to the candidate of the Labour Party.
Hello, Moses, we can't still hear you. I
Okay,
think you should choose.
Yes, his network is up. So the candidate of the NNPP, please go ahead with your answers. You have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Don't get the question, please.
Okay, how do you tend to solve the security situation in your municipal area?
On this security, it's worldwide. Everyone know about that. But this issue is insecurity. There are measures to be put in place. Measures to be put in place in the sense that we are going to partner with the all the security agencies. We are going to write into them and partnership with them in order for us to be given update about each location through partnership with the likes of police or the military agent or the military forces or necessary people we need to engage. We are going to engage them both in letters. By the time we draft letter, we submit to different ministry that has to do with security. And I believe with constant follow-up, they will still need to attend to us and the solution will be preferred. I stop.
Okay, thank you very much. So the candidate of the PDP. Okay, if he's not here, then we'll just move forward. Candidate of the ADC, how do you tend to solve the security situation in your municipal area?
All right, thank you for the question. It's a common knowledge that Abuja Municipal Area Council is one of the most protected local government or local area council in the country, because this is where the seat of federal power is and several barracks and the likes. But there is one challenge I've found in security issues in Amak. One of that is the security awareness of the residents in this area council. Oftentimes there has been so complaint about kidnapping and the likes month to month and every now and then. But if you look at the attitudes and the understanding of what security is on the average resident of this area council, you will see that it is quite poor. I've been in a bank before whereby someone is coming out of the bank with money in his bag, and then he went straight to his boot to just open his boot like that and then dump the money there and zoom off. In that case, there are so many eyes on him who would be watching him and then trail him up to his house and things like that, and then do whatever they wanted to do with him. So I think the security awareness on how residents of this council should be cautious of the environment is quite poor. And what I'm going to do is to also liaise with the media agency to increase security information and how citizens could protect themselves from harm and from the evil ones around them. Just recently, I realized that it was just April this month that the current chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council just partner with NTA to pass communication to the residents of Amak. In previous time, the communication between the administration and the resident have been very poor. Nobody hears from the chairman or their councillors. Nobody knows what they are doing. The average citizen of Amak don't even know the name of their chairman. Don't even know the councillors of their ward. So all right, thank you. I intend to increase this information to make them know who their leader is at the grassroots level, and also to pass vital security information on how they can protect themselves personally. And secondly, I will also partner with the security force to improve security measures within and around the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Thank you, and I will rest on that point.
Thank you very much for that. So I believe the candidate of the Labour Party, your network is back now. Hello, the candidate of the Labour Party, are you there now? Okay, so we have the candidate of the AAC.
Okay, so my government would boost the security status and safety within the city by getting security management systems, ensuring that existing street lights are maintained and new ones installed, better road management, and involve locals, because governance operates on a hierarchy system. So what I have to do is, let's say if there is a blockout epidemic in a service area, what I can do is to reach out to my councillors, and my councillor reaches out to community chiefs in these areas that would in turn like give directive to the local vigilante within the community and curtail these issues. So aside that, we can also collaborate. Of course, we would go a long way to collaborate with the existing security architecture, which is the Nigerian police force and the civil defense. And we would also establish other policing initiatives that would help our administration curtail this. For those of us who are well aware of Abuja, if you move around in the nights, let's say somebody might just pop up from under a bridge or from a dark spot and try to get what you have in your pocket, maybe your mobile phone, or to get your handbags for women. And if you have all of these things in place, it will go a long way to curtail these issues. So I think, first things first, if you put all of these outfits in place, it is going to solve our problems when it comes to security and safety. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. So our next question. Access to affordable quality housing is a major challenge faced by many young people in Abuja.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Sorry, hold on. Your time is past, so I'm dropping the next question. Thank you. Access to affordable quality housing is a major challenge faced by many young people in Abuja. If elected, how do you intend to fix this challenge and make quality housing affordable for young people as it is in general? We are starting with the candidate of the PDP.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Yeah,
please, you have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So it is no news that housing is actually a general problem even outside Abuja. But now, resorting down to Abuja, one of the very first things I would look at is how possible it would be to give access to loans to young people. Now, the truth is, there are young people with very reputable character and they are credit worthy, that over a period of 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they can pay back loans given to them. Now, these loans will come at no interest whatsoever. So they could get houses, and we're not giving them money, we're giving them houses where they can own over a period of 5, 6 years. So what they do is they pay over time. That's one of the first things I would do to make sure that there is affordable housing. Now, these houses would not come at the rates that they would get a house in the general market. Now, this also helps to reduce the effect of no housing. Considering for the eligible youths that know that they have to save for 5, 10 years to be able to get a house can easily apply to the housing scheme that will be set up by the area council set up a housing scheme, and then they can apply for such loans. And then by the time we go through the system and observe that they are credit worthy, we can now give them houses in locations which they must have filled. Secondly, now affordable housing, sometimes some people feel like building their own houses. So everything just zeroes down to access to facilities, access to loan facilities, especially to be able to help them access affordable housing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So the candidate of the Labour Party, the question is also directed to you. Please, you have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think housing is a major issue in FCT, especially AMAC, no doubt about it. So one of the major challenge is the cost. You find more than half of the houses within AMAC are presently unoccupied. And why is that so? The major challenge being the cost. Most people cannot afford it. So I think in solving the issue of housing, I will have to do partnerships. We'll have to strengthen our partnerships with real estate firms and other stakeholders in the industry. And the major thing there is for them to build affordable and sustainable houses. What do I mean? If you go around and observe most of the structures, you find massive 5-bedroom, 7-bedroom structures that young people who make up the majority of the population in AMAC cannot afford. But by the time we reduce the sizes of these houses to make them more affordable, I think this is one of the major ways we're going to try to solve the issues of housing. And then another way we are also going to attempt to solve the issue of housing is through offering loans to most of the residents of AMAC. Because one of the things is that most of the residents of AMAC, a large population works with government, but a large population also are business owners and people in the entrepreneurial space. And most times you find that these are the set of people that find it difficult to access loans in some of these financial institutions. So we're going to strengthen our partnerships and then see how we can get access to loans to most of the entrepreneurs and business persons within AMAC. So these are the two ways I think we can solve the issues of housing in AMAC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The candidates of the NNPP.
Yeah, on this issue of housing, I think it's a major challenge. But still, you can't conclude with just me saying, because some people feel like they are not victim of this due to what their income. But the first thing our own administration is going to do is this. We are going to reach out to the councillor. They should recommend, we are going to set up a committee with the recommendation of the councillor to look into this, to find out that our people, are they really facing this issue? Is this true? What percentage, at what percentage can we say that, okay, our people, our residents of Abuja, they are really facing this issue of housing? After we get our facts and figures, from there, we start taking the necessary action. And the action we are going to speak to is, how do we generate more income in order for us to assist them? It's not just about generating the income. We have to partnership with the non-governmental organization. There are some non-governmental organizations that are working in line with this SDG. Like I've said earlier, I'm an SDG advocate. I know about this humanitarian work. I know how to network with organizations, non-governmental organizations that are always ready to support this kind of advocacy. It's an advocacy. We just have to start from there by reaching out to those non-governmental organizations just for partnership. From there, we can get sponsor. If we don't get sponsor, we can even liaise with them. There will be ways they can help. In return, there are ways we can also do to help them. And at the same time, we are going to network with National Orientation Agency, because at times, getting the right information, if people don't get the right information, they will just be single more that issue of housing in Abuja is a major issue. For me, I don't see it as a challenge until we get our facts and figures.
Your time is up. Thank you very much. Thank you. So the candidates of the AAC.
So to tackle the issue of quality housing for the residents of my constituents. What I would like us to first of all understand that the cost of housing, if you take away the cost of the landed property, the cost of building materials to construct and erect these structures are the same across all 36 states and the FCT. So which is to say the main issue is the cost of buying the landed property itself. So what I would do is to try to make it easy for people to access getting direct properties from the government. And as a bid to make it unfavorable or unattractive to them to just sell it off for financial gains, I will make them sign a memorandum not to sell it for at least 10 to 15 years, just so that it is theirs. And also I would encourage schemes like shared living space amongst youth, just so that most of the properties which are in Abuja, like in the central part of Abuja, they have stopped approving bungalows. If you must get approval for construction, it has to be at least a one-story building, which is to say a day-to-day Nigerian who is a youth in Abuja cannot afford these houses. So my government is going to try to come up with schemes that would promote shared living. Also, I would also encourage landlords, instead of getting their rents on a yearly basis, to get the rent on a monthly basis. This will go a long way to ease up the burden of having to pay bulk at one time for rent. And also, I will create low-cost housing scheme, partner with banks for mortgages, get investors and real estate developers to churn out new houses, and also I would also help give access to the NHS scheme from the government. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think the last party, ADC. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So first and foremost is for us to understand what factors are responsible for the housing challenge in Abuja Municipal Area Council. So I know a lot have been said, but a lot of solutions have been given by other candidates. But how feasible are all these solutions given? Are they implementable? So most of them, the direct answer is no. But let me chip in a little thing. If you are going to realize in Amak, most people working in the urban center actually try as much as possible to get houses at the suburb and places where the rents are quite low for them. Like you see a lot of people working in city center and having houses in the houses in places like Orozo, Karaishi, Karuyanya, and the likes, because considerably the price of housing there are less compared to places like Gwarinpa, Gariki, and the likes. So, but the major challenges of the housing challenges has also led to transportation issues for these people. The ease of commuting between their region to their place of work, a lot of traffic congestions for them going in the morning and coming back in the evening, which has also discouraged a lot of people from seeking houses in these low rent areas. So one of the ways by which this administration is going to address these housing challenges is also to mitigate through other factors like ease of transportation, like taking care of making the roads and the transportation system much more easy for people to be able to commute between their place of residence and place of work. And also we realize that there are also other problems that have resulted in housing issues, like lack of other infrastructures in different areas. Like even if some people are going to try to get houses in these low rent areas, they have poor road networks, low water supply, lack of electricity, and the likes. So what this administration is going to do is that in all these suburbs and rural areas, we are going to improve the infrastructure in these areas, like improve their road networks, their water supply, electricity, and also improve the drainage system so that to encourage people to decongest the urban centers, which actually are where the house in the high cost issues are. Hello, can you hear me?
30 minutes. Okay, thank you very much for that.
This is what.
Thank you very much. Your time is up.
Thank
so
you.
The last candidates we have Abga. Please go ahead. You have 2 minutes sharp. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Going by what everybody has said, I want us to notice that Abuja Municipal Council, where we are talking about here, is a highbrow, is divided into both the highbrow sections and the low cost housing areas. Tackling security and housing would require a unique solution, which my party has already implemented in another part of the country where we have brought such plans. What we did was this. We know that housing can be solved through tenement rates because, as someone rightly pointed, there is no more land. So we should not be ignorant of the fact that there is land everywhere that you want to give loans to build where. So we are trying to have dynamic structures whereby you have multi-story buildings up to 10 floors, whereby we would also use to address 2 issues again, transportation and jobs for the youth, because those houses will be built by the indigenous people of the Amak, where they will be getting jobs, where they'll be getting something daily to keep themselves. Also, we will also tackle security, because once people are fully employed, they know where they are making their daily living from and trying to protect the place and save it because of the work they are putting in. Now, when we talk about the youth getting access to affordable housing, with all honesty, being a young person coming up the ranks, it's not everybody that will be able to get a kind of job that will be able to afford this kind of high cost houses in this location. So as I said, the tenement system is one of the best ways, because if we are able to raise at least 5,000 youths who are gainfully employed and paying into the system, it also solves the issue of business, economic viability, because this would ensure that the funds coming in from those who are participating in the tenement system, because they will be able to pay affordable rates, which will be then used to create more buildings. I think we start from a block to another, from a settlement to another. So we keep replicating it and having those spaces. Meanwhile, still keeping the value of those highbrow areas, because in the future, rather, we still look forward to inviting more foreign investors, and we need them to also see the beautiful side of Abuja. Not that those other sides are not that good, but we have to keep them in the prestige area. So I will still maintain some of the current structures that are there, because some of those houses will be able to be paid by foreign investors, people that are coming from, who will be able to afford them. So we will still be able to generate that income from that housing scheme, while addressing the tenement states to develop and to deliver on the youth housing scheme. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much all for that. So that was a great one. So I'll hand over to Lisa. Let's go on. Thank you very much, Lisa.
Okay, thank you, Chalia. Well done. Well done to all the candidates. You all have spoken well. You have 30 minutes for your closing statement. So I'll start from the Labour Party candidate, Moses Brown. You have 30 minutes for your closing statement. Please go ahead.
I'm not the Labour
30 seconds. Forgive me. 30 seconds.
So, to wrap up all I've said, most importantly, if there's no feedback loop, all of our strategies and methods in which we intend to solve the problems of our constituents will not come into fruition. So what my administration is going to do, most importantly, is to have a feedback loop. Maybe once in a while, we could have a town hall meeting with people from each and every one of these wards, just so that they can air their grievances, share their pain points, and we can identify their problems from them and not just from some large-scale research. So thank you all for giving me the opportunity to run.
Your time is up. Thank you, Moses Brown. Okay, next, Emmanuel Michael of the PDP. Please go ahead. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll close by saying this. Abuja is ours. We have longed for better systems and probably the very, very best of systems. This is me, Emmanuel Michael, and I'm telling you that come the elections, vote me as the AMAC chairman, and we'll have the very best of the systems we can ever ask. Workable systems, the right systems, the best systems, and the best Abuja of our dreams. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next is Samuel Odu Komeya of the ADC party. Please go ahead. You have 30 seconds.
All right. Thank you for that. So, to wrap up all my points that I've been saying since morning, I would like to encourage all electorates listening to me at the moment to please vote for the right candidate, which is me. And the reason is that I know a lot of residents of AMAC at the moment are upbeat about the coming rainy season, because in time past there have been so much challenges with flooding due to environmental problems. In August 2019, we lost a civil servant in the name of Michael Oloja because of flooding. And as at last year, according to Cable Nigeria, over 20,376 people were affected by flooding in AMAC alone. Lot of lives and lot of property loss. And I am aiming to tackle this problem effectively, directly, heads-on, if I'm being elected as the chairman of AMAC. And the key areas that have been affected by flooding in AMAC are the Lokogoma village in Anyanda,
Thank you so much. Your time is up.
And I'm going to address all these.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you. The next is Abibwale, the NNPP candidate. If you have 30 seconds for your closing statement.
Thank you, Sma. Like I've said earlier, that new Nigeria is possible for you and I. We can always come together to change the narrative. And how do we change the narrative? Is by coming together. And instead of you going to know how to maintain the existing one, and spending unnecessary on the new one. Additionally, I know my constitutional requirements. Promising you this and that, it's not about speaking enough grammar to confuse you. It's about how do I intend to do it? Like I've been sharing it with you. Maybe after this, I'm going to still drop the link, how we intend to do it. I've said most about how we intend to achieve this, but I believe in your support. Vote for my competence, not just based on my familiarity.
Thank you. Next is Abka Babatunde. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. I'll just say this. Abuja is a party on which we have all as leaders been able to see the transformation of the work which has been going on. I'm not going to come and say I'm going to do this or do that. I'm going to replicate what my party has been doing all across the states where we have found our presence. We want to bring the same development to Turkey. We want to bring the same development to Wuse, Nyanya, Karo, Wuse, Jiwa, Gwarimpa, everyone, nobody left, Fuwasa, Jawa, no one left out. We're going to be the hands and not the mouths. We're going to take the legs, not the eyes, not the face, where we take you and bring you to where you ought to be. Bring representative government to your doorsteps, because we have done it in other places and we can do it in Abuja here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Babatunde. That was straight to the point. And finally, AAC, Moses Brown. Please go ahead.
Okay, I think this is Labour Party. There is a mix. You called Moses Brown earlier.
Okay, Moses.
So this,
yes.
Labour Party.
Please go ahead.
Yes, miss. So thank you. So I think in closing, I would like to say this, that when President Obasanjo then dreamt of moving the capital to Abuja, he had a dream, very beautiful plan. But unfortunately, so many developments have changed this. So with a deep sense of purpose, I'm calling on all electorate out there to vote for the Labour Party. Together, we're going to explore innovative solutions to tackle these challenges. All I ask for is your trust and support so that we can bring about this real change. We need to go above the status quo. We need to embrace progress, and we need to build a more inclusive, sustainable, and prosperous AMAC. God bless AMAC, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you to all the candidates. You all spoke well. And well done to all the party members too that came to support their various candidates. It's been a good one. Sorry, because of our time, we'll not be able to take questions from the audience. So tomorrow morning will be your elections. So make sure that you're online for when the election starts. It'll be on by 10 a.m. and it will run till 12 p.m. So let's all be available to vote for the candidate of our choice. All right, that'll be all for this evening. Thank you once again, and all the best to all the candidates. See you at the polls tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. PDP.